The invisible audience doesn't know I'm a huge verge.
I'm not, though!
What if I just kept insinuating
Why am I
your
so
line?
insecure about that, though? Because I'm not, and I just need people to not think that. Was I called a virgin too much in high school? Like, what is my deal about that? Yeah, but no, so they have the H3 podcast, what feels like every day, and then later in the day they have H3 After Dark, and then once a week they have Frenemies, and I don't know how they do that. Like, I know they have other editors, but how do they have the energy to do that many podcasts?
I think it makes sense. Don't forget, Ela Klein, is that her?
Yeah.
She was Israeli soldier. She served time. She knows how to really get shit done. They're some tough motherfuckers.
No, but I mean, like, the energy to, like, talk and be funny for that long. You don't have to be funny at war. I mean, I guess it's helpful for morale, but, like, it's not a requirement.
Listen, kid, you don't gotta be funny at war. Why do curb stomps always happen with race wars? The like number one memory of a neo-Nazi movie I saw was with my dad, and a guy just gets curb stomped so brutally. Whoa, he just fixed his misaligned.
You're a chiropractor now.
Do you know what I was thinking about the other day?
What?
How do you think? How accurate do you think Russian citizens are of their view of the U.S.?
Well, you know what? I watched that thing about the guy who shot JFK.
Yeah.
And he was an American living in Russia for a while, and he said that, and this, mind you, was during.
Well, this is during the Cold War. I'm talking about now, but
right. But even then, he was. Like, obviously, the KGB was watching him at all times. They had, like, security cameras in his house.
It was nice to have someone looking out for you, right?
Like, he would talk to his walls because he knew there were cameras. But...
For a man who just wanted someone to listen to him, he got a pretty good gig, right?
Yeah. Well, also, he thought he was making a lot of friends. And he was. People sort of saw him as, like, a novelty American, and they liked to...
Was really funny.
To, interact with him. I don't necessarily think that they liked him because he was just generally a really weird guy. And most people just didn't like him.
He is basically Spider-Man.
But all of his friends were enlisted by the KGB to snitch on him.
The reason I bring that up is because when I was in Emerson, I had a lot of Chinese exchange students, and, like, a lot of the time, the question of, like, how China treats its civilians, especially because the fucking Hong Kong riots were happening when I was in school. It was just weird, because I had a Chinese roommate, and he had a lot of friends, so I would, like, come, and this is an exchange student, not just any Chinese kid. We all murmured and talked about, like, hey, isn't it weird that they don't mention how fucked up China is? Because, like, they're suppressing civilian protests. But when I finally brought up to my roommate, he's like, yeah, but, like, the U.S. is the same way. And I was like, no, And so now I've been thinking, because I was watching this thing on Putin about him being, like, this crazy motherfucker who's assassinating people. I'm like, okay, so the Russian people know this is happening, but when you interview Russians, people are like, do you ever wish you lived in America? And they're like, no. U.S. is just as bad as this. We don't want to leave our home.
See, and I'm not pro-America. I want to make that incredibly clear. Deeply unpatriotic, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't think that our leaders have the capacity in the role they're in to actively decide who they want, like, kind of at will to assassinate. That's something that we don't have. Yeah, we've got a lot of fucked up things everywhere.
Didn't we assassinate Martin Luther King?
Did we?
Yes, the FBI killed Martin Luther King.
Never mind, I take it all back.
They fucking shot Martin Luther King.
I was genuinely unaware of that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
And I find that deeply upsetting that I didn't know that, and also that it happened.
Okay.
Then I take back what I said.
See, now I really want to double clarify that, because that's just been part of no knowledge for me.
Hey, Smokey. Need your lighter over here.
Smokey. Because he smokes cigarettes.
That hurts my feelings. Not as much as it hurts your lungs.
Thank you, Father Duffy.
In case you didn't get that joke, Father Duffy was the head of their orphanage.
Ah. Does that count as a joke? Having a stroke right now.
The dead silence as you try to figure out this puzzle.
I'm thinking so hard right now.
So
I don't get this. It's supposed to be two, right?
Yes, and it is these two.
Okay. Well, how?
Oh, turn him back around.
Like this?
Now try.
Oh, well, like, I'm trying to think of a button. Okay, so I can't close the distance between these two.
No.
So this is also one of the furthest ones, so...
Oh,
there you
I'm
go.
just an idiot. Yeah, perfect. And now you have to do the other ones.
Yeah, okay. Look at me. Mr. Puzzle Man.
Look at you being right about puzzles I've done 9 times.
You played this that many times?
Oh, I played this so many times.
Good for you. It feels good to have, like, a game that you like.
That looks right.
Well, it's just easy, and it holds your hand a lot, and it's fun.
That's good. Yeah, no. I like playing games with you because you're a perspective of video games I rarely see.
And what is that?
Well, the people I play video games mostly with are competitive. Like, they're competitive about very specific FPS games that are difficult, and the fun comes from the extreme difficulty. But you're really interested in narrative stories that are here to literally just be entertainment.
Oh, I
and
love
not-
narrative stories.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful.
If I can't get behind the story, well, you know what I do? As I often have to watch, like, Let's Plays of video games before I buy them, because if I'm not interested in the story, I won't get through it.
Wolfenstein has a really good story, but it's FPS heavy, so I'm not sure if you'd like it.
I also don't like the graphics in that.
Oh, okay.
It's just... I guess I have a couple of things that I care about, but story is like the...
Yeah, I guess. You know, it's funny. I use that argument too a lot, where it's just like, I just don't like the art style, so I can't get past it, but I hate it when people tell me that about video games. It's not fair for me to feel, oh my god, I'm fucking bad at this game. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm not...
You're busy.
I'm really
Well,
busy
just
right
get out
now.
of there.
No. Because I'm a gamer. Oh. Drake, how did you survive that? I don't know, I just kept shooting and everyone kept dying.
The other day, Addie was like, do you mind that me and Spike separately talk a little bit too much about our sex lives about each other? And I was like, no.
Yeah, does that ever get weird for you?
No, I was like, it's nice to hear both sides of the story. Because you're pretty consistent about it.
Okay, good. I
It's
was
not like
worried for
one
a
of
second.
you-
I was like, oh no, this is how I find out Addie
It's-
hasn't come in 4 years.
Kid, what's your status?
Cold? Angry?
Hey, Sully.
Found a gun.
But, treasure's close to the
My AT&T plan needs renewing.
Oh boy.
I
have
think
a
the most
mortgage.
I think the most graphic either one of you has ever gotten is when you were like, yeah, my sheets are ripped. Blame Addie.
Yeah, but that's fucking hot. How couldn't I share that?
That's fair.
Yeah. If you had that, I hope that when you when you finally start fucking,
Don't say that.
you know I'm joking.
They don't. The invisible audience.
The invisible audience doesn't know I'm a huge verge.
I'm not though.
what if I just kept insinuating
Why am I
you're
so
lying?
insecure
You're-
about that
you-
though? Because I'm not, and I just need people to not think that. Was I called a virgin too much in high school? Like, what is my deal about that?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Can I? Do you need a lift?
You have to wait for them to stop talking.
to the cathedral.
Can you stop talking? Stop talking.
Hey, come here, found a
Oh,
ladder.
fucking thanks. God damn it. Did you now? Hey, I think there's a ladder up here. Jean jacket wearing fuck.
I thought you were gonna say genius, and I was gonna be like, wow, how original, Spike. Just
Yeah,
the, like,
is that
just-
weird that you like absorb people's little aneurysms? man. Every once in a while, you run into someone who's really into it, and you get really
Oh.
not into it.
Yeah.
Like I'll run into gay guys that are like in their bio they'll be like, I love Asian guys, and then they'll be like, hey, you're so cute. I'm like,
Ugh. Yeah. You can leave the tunnel.
what am I supposed to do?
Leave the tunnel.
Hey, I got something.
Yeah, me too.
Christ, this thing's heavy.
Yeah,
my air
don't be a
rifle.
pussy. Do you know how many BBs I got in this thing? Get ready to get lit up.
Leash back onto the thing. Leash back onto it. You didn't
I
do it.
leashed back on.
You didn't.
Hey, we can climb this.
Another guy looked at me in the rear view mirror and went,
Mirror.
ethnically Jewish? And I went, what? And he went,
Ethnically Jewish! The name of this episode. Ethnically Jewish!
And I
Ethnically Jewish!
And I was like, huh? And he was like, are you ethnically Jewish? And I went, no. And he goes, are you regular Jewish? And I went, what does that mean? And he just went, what are you? And I went, oh, so
Angry.
many. Yeah, I like to say that I'm unaffiliated brown.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good rapper name.
Unaffiliated brown, because he's smarter than you.
He's in my fucking way.
He got out of your way.
He should be my brother.
I know that I grew up on the res, but I've never really given a shit about native culture, and I never learned
That's
anything about
gonna catch the
my
coronavirus.
Hispanic culture, and I never learned anything about being an Italian, and I never learned
You're
anything.
Italian?
Yep, and I never
That's
learned.
cool.
I never learned anything about being French Canadian. I don't even know if there's anything to learn
You're
about being
French Canadian. Oh, I remember your stories. Never tell anyone you're French Canadian.
Yeah, so my
young lady.
That's what my racist grandpa. Out of all the things I
Such
am,
a weird thing to
he
be
was
racist
like,
about.
Yeah,